The rhythm of life, understanding our internal clock. Our bodies have an amazing internal clock called the circadian rhythm. It's like a master switch that controls many important functions, including our sleep-wake cycle, hormone release, and even cell growth. This internal clock is synchronized with the natural light-dark cycle of day and night. One of the key players in this circadian rhythm is a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is produced by the pineal gland, a tiny structure located deep within the brain. When it gets dark outside, our pineal gland starts producing melatonin, signaling to our body that it's time to sleep. As melatonin levels rise in the evening, we feel drowsy and our body temperature drops, preparing us for a restful night. Throughout the night, melatonin levels remain elevated, promoting sleep and allowing our body to repair and rejuvenate. However, as the sun begins to rise and daylight returns, melatonin production decreases, signaling to our body that it's time to wake up. By the time we are fully awake and active, melatonin levels are typically very low. Melatonin and cancer, a surprising connection. For years, scientists have been intrigued by the potential role of melatonin in cancer development and progression. Studies have shown that people who work night shifts or have disrupted sleep patterns, which can interfere with melatonin production, may have an increased risk of certain cancers, including breast cancer. Breast cancer is a complex disease influenced by a variety of factors, including genetics, lifestyle, and environmental exposures. However, the role of hormones, particularly estrogen, in breast cancer development is well established. Interestingly, melatonin appears to have anti-estrogenic effects, meaning it can interfere with the actions of estrogen in the body. This has led researchers to investigate whether melatonin might also play a role in suppressing the growth and spread of breast cancer cells. Dr. Reiter's discoveries: how melatonin starves cancer cells. Dr. Russell Reiter, a renowned melatonin researcher at the University of Texas Health Science Center, has dedicated decades to unraveling the mysteries of this remarkable hormone. His groundbreaking work has shed light on melatonin's diverse functions, including its potential as an anti-cancer agent. Dr. Reiter's research has shown that melatonin can inhibit the growth of various cancer cells, including breast cancer cells, both in laboratory dishes and in animal models. One of the key mechanisms by which melatonin exerts its anti-cancer effects is by interfering with the metabolism of cancer cells. Cancer cells are notorious for their insatiable appetite for glucose, a type of sugar that provides energy to cells. They gobble up glucose at an alarming rate, fueling their rapid growth and proliferation. This process of glucose metabolism is essential for cancer cell survival. The energy battleground: glycolysis versus oxidative phosphorylation, or OXPHOS. To understand how melatonin disrupts cancer cell metabolism, let's delve into the two main pathways cells use to generate energy from glucose glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation, or OXPHOS. Glycolysis is a relatively inefficient but fast way to produce energy. It occurs in the cytoplasm, the jelly-like substance that fills the cell and doesn't require oxygen. Cancer cells often rely heavily on glycolysis, even when oxygen is abundant, a phenomenon known as the Warburg effect. OXPHOS, on the other hand, is a highly efficient energy-producing process that takes place in the mitochondria, often referred to as the powerhouses of cells. OXPHOS requires oxygen and generates much more energy in the form of ATP from glucose than glycolysis. In normal cells, there is a balance between glycolysis and OXPHOS, depending on the cell's energy needs and the availability of oxygen. However, cancer cells tend to shift their metabolism towards glycolysis, even in the presence of oxygen. Section 5. Powering up the cells. Melatonin's impact on mitochondria. This is where melatonin comes into play. Dr. Reiter's research has shown that melatonin can influence the balance between glycolysis and OXPHOS in cancer cells, tipping the scales in favor of the more efficient OXPHOS pathway. Melatonin achieves this by enhancing the activity of mitochondria, the powerhouses of cells where OXPHOS takes place. It acts as a potent antioxidant, protecting mitochondria from damage caused by harmful molecules called free radicals. By protecting mitochondria and boosting their activity, melatonin helps to restore the balance between glycolysis and OXPHOS in cancer cells. This shift in metabolism reduces the cancer cell's dependence on glycolysis and limits their access to the excessive glucose they need to thrive. In essence, melatonin helps to starve cancer cells by limiting their energy supply. This metabolic disruption can slow down cancer cell growth, induce cell death, and make the cancer cells more vulnerable to other treatments like chemotherapy. Section 6. Teaming up against cancer, melatonin and chemotherapy. The potential of melatonin as an anti-cancer agent extends beyond its direct effects on cancer cells. Studies have shown that melatonin can enhance the effectiveness of conventional cancer treatments such as chemotherapy and reduce their side effects. Chemotherapy drugs work by targeting and killing rapidly dividing cells, including cancer cells. However, these drugs can also harm healthy cells, leading to a range of unpleasant side effects like nausea, hair loss, and fatigue. Dr. Shahrukh Iravani, a researcher at the University of Manitoba, has conducted extensive research on the synergistic effects of melatonin and chemotherapy. His studies have shown that melatonin can enhance the cancer-killing ability of certain chemotherapy drugs while protecting healthy cells from their toxic effects. Section 7. Melatonin's protective shield, minimizing chemotherapy's side effects. One of the key mechanisms by which melatonin protects healthy cells during chemotherapy is through its potent antioxidant properties. Chemotherapy drugs can generate a surge of free radicals in the body, which can damage DNA, proteins, and other cellular components. This oxidative stress contributes to both the effectiveness of chemotherapy in killing cancer cells and its toxic effects on healthy cells. Melatonin, as a powerful antioxidant, can neutralize these free radicals, mitigating the damage they cause to healthy cells. This protective effect helps to reduce the severity of chemotherapy-induced side effects, improving patients' quality of life during treatment. Section 8. Beyond breast cancer, melatonin's potential in other cancers. While much of the research on melatonin's anti-cancer effects has focused on breast cancer, there is growing evidence suggesting that it may also have therapeutic potential in other types of cancer. Studies have shown that melatonin can inhibit the growth of various cancer cells, including those from the prostate, colon, lung, and brain, both in laboratory settings and in animal models. While more research is needed to fully understand melatonin's role in these cancers, the findings so far are promising. Section 9. The future of cancer treatment, melatonin's promising role. Melatonin's remarkable ability to influence cancer cell metabolism, enhance the effectiveness of conventional therapies, and protect healthy cells from damage makes it a promising candidate for future cancer treatments. Researchers are exploring the use of melatonin in combination with other anti-cancer agents, such as chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and immunotherapy, to develop more effective and less toxic treatment strategies. Melatonin's potential to prevent cancer development in high-risk individuals is also an active area of investigation. Studies are underway to determine whether melatonin supplementation can reduce the risk of cancer recurrence in cancer survivors. Section 10. Safety and dosage, using melatonin wisely. Melatonin is generally considered safe for short-term use, even at relatively high doses. However, as with any supplement, it's essential to consult with a healthcare professional before taking melatonin, especially if you have any underlying medical conditions or are taking other medications. The appropriate dosage of melatonin can vary depending on individual factors such as age, health status, and the reason for taking the supplement. A healthcare professional can help determine the optimal dosage and duration of melatonin use. Section 11. A natural ally, embracing melatonin for better health. Melatonin, the hormone of darkness, plays a vital role in regulating our circadian rhythm and promoting restful sleep. However, its potential benefits extend far beyond sleep regulation. Emerging research suggests that melatonin may be a powerful ally in the fight against cancer. Its ability to influence cancer cell metabolism, enhance the effectiveness of conventional therapies, and protect healthy cells from damage makes it a promising candidate for future cancer treatments. While more research is needed to fully elucidate melatonin's role in cancer prevention and treatment, the findings so far are encouraging. By harnessing the power of this remarkable hormone, we may be able to develop more effective and less toxic approaches to combating this devastating disease.